Noon again, everybody. Doug Dunbar on the CBS 11 News team. We now have breaking news on multiple fronts this afternoon. If you've joined any of our coverage earlier, you know about the situation ongoing in Dallas. I'm going to get to that in just a couple of minutes, but I want to take you south now, down to Austin and the University of Texas at Austin in particular, where this place has now been swarmed with Texas DPS officers. We've got Austin City EMS. We've got Austin Police Department there. So multiple agencies involved in a situation where Austin Police Department confirms via their Twitter page that multiple people have been stabbed in the area of the Gregory campus. And the Gregory campus, just so you know, sits on basically the far west side of the football stadium. If you ever drive in and out of Austin, you see the stadium on the west side of the highway. Just on the other side is where the Gregory Gym is located. And again, there's a good look at it right there. So there's the Gregory Gym just on the other side. And I-35 is actually just off to the right side of the picture. You don't see it on the map. But that's where things are happening. You see, obviously, a lot of people congregating. We do understand via telephone we can speak to Joseph Straussman, who is an engineering student. Joseph, good afternoon. It's Doug Dunbar with CBS 11 in Dallas. Can you tell me where you were in relation to what went down and what you know right now?
Well, I left my dynamics class at 12 o'clock noon and noticed that I was on a few group conversations with other students and friends of mine that people were rumored to have a gun on Speedway, as well as somebody had gotten stabbed. I later heard that there were four or so people stabbed and one dead. But after that, it's usually a lot of rumors now. Most people are pretty freaked out or nervous, and my voice is already shaking just talking about it.
Yeah, I can only imagine something like this completely unexpected on a campus like yours on a day like today, without question. Joseph, so you know, I can confirm that Austin PD has tweeted, they didn't use the number 4, but they have said that multiple people have been stabbed. Did you witness any of this, or this is all things you began to hear? You did not see anything?
Not at all. No, I was not in the PCL library. I was in fact in another building, but I just heard about it. Although I did walk down Speedway on my way to another class and saw I heard the sirens and saw the emergency response vehicles, and it was definitely a sight to behold.
Okay, we're talking to Joseph Straussman, engineering student down at UT Austin. Again, if you're just joining us, multiple people stabbed apparently near the Gregory Gym on campus, just on the west side of the football stadium, basically. Joseph, what's the status, as you know it, of the campus? Have you gotten any text alerts from the campus? Are they on lockdown? What's going on?
Well, supposedly we've gotten an email spreading the news to all the students about about this event happening. My phone's blowing up with reference to a few different group chats I'm part of with other students. We've gotten an alert text from the texting service that the university provides, and we've also gotten an alert email. As far as the campus being shut down, I don't know about that. We've been notified.
What is the alert text from the university, from the credible source? What does that say to you guys?
Word for word, I don't know exactly, but
okay.
It says
ballpark it?
It says that there are imminent threats on campus and to stay away from windows and indoors.
Imminent threats?
It just says that there are threats on campus and to keep inside and stay away from windows and open spots and areas.
Okay, and where are you on campus as you speak to us? Are you still on campus?
Yeah, I'm currently inside the philosophy building. I actually had to step out of class just to take the call, but I'm more than happy to, and I'm currently inside the philosophy building, which is actually pretty close to the PCL on the site of the event. But I'm inside, and everyone here seems to be going about their normal business, even though you can kind of feel it in the air. It's a little strange.
So is there a sense, Joseph, that there's an ongoing search for someone? Are you sheltering in place? Do you have other students with you where you are, or no?
Well, most people seem to be going about their daily business,
okay.
But I do see some people, a lot of people are on their phones. A lot of people are talking to either their students, their parents, or if they're professors or faculty, their friends and family, making sure that they're all right. But for the most part, you can kind of feel that most people are a little nervous. It's not to the point where people are going into specific shelters or deliberately going into specific places for emergencies. People are still kind of in their offices and classrooms and things.
Right.
But for the most part, it hasn't reached any sort of catastrophic level of people. There's no panic, just a sense of
Okay.
urgency and tension, really.
Well, we got a whole lot of parents up here, obviously, in the Dallas-Fort Worth
I
area
figured,
who
yeah.
have students down south, and we really appreciate the inside look. Joseph, we're going to let you get back
Absolutely.
to it. Thank you for the information. If anything changes, we'd love to chat with you again, but once again, our thanks, Joseph Strassman, engineering student down at UT, where multiple people have been stabbed. Joseph references there is talk of 4, but that is not confirmed. One alert text has been sent out by the university to all of the students, so you moms and dads here locally know. The alert text talks about an imminent threat. It talks about staying away from windows and doors. But again, perspective on campus, we see in a live picture, there's no running, nothing of urgent nature going on here. And at the same time, we don't say that one more time, Stuart. UT police now telling us we have 1 person in custody. So at least 1 person in custody. What we don't know is if they're looking for more. So 1 person in custody, multiple people stabbed at UT. So with one eye on that, now let's